Welcome to Always Monday Night, the wrestling podcast made by fans for fans. And here are your hosts, Chris K and Tina Bay.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Always Monday Night. Wrestling used to primarily be on Mondays, and since we talk about wrestling all the time, so to us it's always Monday, so it's always Monday night. Joined by my name is Chris K. I'm joined by my lovely host, the Queen of Maine, Tina Bay. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing tonight, Chris?
Oh, I'm doing great on this wonderful, happy 420 day. For those who are celebrating, I do not celebrate. Some people do.
I do.
I wasn't going to mention any names, but yes. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit of wrestling. There ain't much to talk about because, you know, I guess most of WWE is in a standstill from the draft. So we're going to talk a little bit about the draft. But today we're going to start with a little bit of AEW. That's right, folks. I said AEW. Because for
always, what is it? AEW, all ex WWE.
That kind of works. Yeah, that kind of works. I like that. Yeah, all ex WWE. That actually works. Did you make that up or somebody else made it up?
I think somebody else made it up, honestly. I heard it somewhere.
Yeah. But it's true.
I think it was Twitter.
It is true. There's actually a lot of people there's a lot of ex-wrestlers from WWE that are still on the roster that aren't on TV. Like Mero, who is Rusev, is still there.
Yep.
But after, I must admit, AEW did a good thing here. I don't know if you know this, but AEW did a great thing. They timed this perfectly. They had an announcement the Wednesday after WrestleMania. Now, this was perfect because people were not happy with Night 2. As you can tell, everybody knows Night 2 was horrible. People were not happy with the Raw after WrestleMania because, you know, Raw after WrestleMania was going to be the biggest Raw of the year. And all he brought back was fucking Matt Riddle. Who fucking cares?
Right.
I didn't really.
He smells like bad decisions and patchouli oil.
Who said that? Who said? Somebody else said that. I heard it before.
Me.
Is that you? Okay, all right.
I said he smells like Smirnoff, bad decisions, and patchouli oil.
The most annoying thing about that is how they keep going, oh, well, Solo knocked him out for 10 months, blah, blah. Motherfucker, we know what's going on. He went to fucking rehab. Knock it the fuck off. We know kayfabe's dead. Stop fucking bringing up kayfabe. Let it die. It's dead. Stop it. You should have said he had to take care of his demons or take care of himself. And, you know, that's all. And he's
like they did with Jeff Hardy. They didn't write him off. They just said that he was a big old drunk. And
he's back in AEW.
I know. I saw. I did see that.
I didn't see that. I did not know because I was listening to another podcast that does the review. And they said, oh, and his music shit. I'm like, what? And then I saw a meme about how they're saying, I want a man to look at me like Matt Hardy looks at his meal ticket. And he's looking at Jeff Hardy in the ring. I thought that was an old meme. No, it was this week. I didn't know that. I thought it was an old meme. I thought it was hysterical. But anyway.
It is funny. You know what, though? And I have a plea to Jeff Hardy. Jeff, if you're listening, please just retire. You have broken your body so much.
Yes.
It's time to hang up the boots.
Jeff and Matt need to be released from AEW. Just give it up. Do what they can.
Yeah. They're broken. They're completely broken.
If they make amends with WWE and maybe even go to WWE Hall of Fame, which they belong in there, even though people don't think it's a real Hall of Fame, I don't give a fuck. It's just the nature of it. You should be in there. I don't care if it's real or not. You should be in there.
Yeah.
And maybe they can start being coaches at what we're called. Who knows? You know, who knows?
Yeah, at the Performance Center.
You never know. But then again, you know, WWE's doing a lot of cuts again, so whatever. So anyway, I want to talk about the AEW. Right after the sucky ass WrestleMania's Night 2, sucky ass Raw, they made an announcement on Wednesday. The announcement was they're going to take one of their pay-per-views all in to Wembley Stadium in London.
I heard that.
Yes. Now, my question to you about this is this Tony Khan's WrestleMania? And how I say that is because people might not know this, but Vince McMahon put all his money, everything he owned, double mortgage, everything on WrestleMania to succeed. If WrestleMania did not succeed, his father most likely would have took back over WWF at the time and make it back to WWF. Most likely because what happened
was they were bodybuilders back then, weren't they?
Oh yeah. But what happened was Vince Jr., which he's not really a junior, but anyway, I'm gonna call him junior to to tell the difference.
Vincent K.
Vincent K and Vincent J, I think they are.
Or Vinnie Mac.
Yeah, whatever. All right, fucking. Let's say old Vince and the Predator. Let's just call it like that. Anyway, Vince McMahon Jr. Let's say Jr. just to clarify who's who. Went and bought WWF off his father, but he had a plan that he had to pay him in increments of every month, and if he missed one payment, all controlling interest of that went back to his father. So he put everything in WrestleMania, and WrestleMania was his do or die. So now my question is, I believe honestly, before you say, I honestly believe this is Tony Khan's chance. If you can fill up Wembley Stadium and have a good card and fill it up, I think AEW will start being more of a contender.
I agree.
I honestly believe it, because now the problem is you got to put up some good ass matches in Wembley Stadium. You got to. When WWE was there in 92, maybe 93, 92.
That was British Bulldog and Bret Hart. Wasn't that the main event, the Intercontinental title?
Yes, that was the main event. So you got to have a main event like that. Now, people have
of that caliber.
Yes, people have jokingly said the main event that you should put there, and I totally agree, would be Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus FTR and CM Punk. If you get that as a main event, you're going to sell out that stadium. People from America.
It's a good main event, but I cannot stand Punk.
I'm not. I don't hate Punk. I'm just not a fan of him. I'm not a huge fan. I like him. He's cool. He's good. I don't hate him like some people, but then again, I don't think he's the best in the world, which I can't stand any wrestler saying I'm the best in the world. I'm sorry, you're not the best.
You know what? It's all fixed.
It's a kayfabe. Now, your athletes and great people and great workers and stuff like that, and everybody who works great, but like in reality, the best in the world moniker is ridiculous in wrestling. I'm sorry, but it is.
I'm sorry. The best there is, or best there was, and the best there ever will be Bret Hart.
Even when he was saying that, it was just like, yeah, okay. But back then when he was saying it, we were still into the kayfabe belief that everything was completely real. Now that we know that it's not as real and more of a show than the match is more of a show. And if you look at now WWE more and more nowadays, it's become more and more of a show, more and more reality TV show. Like these little scenes where the camera's just sitting there picking up in the middle of nowhere. It's like I'm watching Housewives, something like Housewives or something. And
well, they did have the female one there, the Total Divas.
Well, yeah,
it was an interesting show. I watched it.
I heard it was a lot of interesting on Divas. I remember I watched one episode when everybody was like totally dissing Lana and being mean to Lana. I was like, oh wow, okay. I felt bad for Lana. Or CJ.
They did that to Carmella too. Nia Jax was picking on Carmella. That's why Carmella beat the crap out of her at the Royal Rumble.
Well, Carmella deserves it. She's an asshole. But no, she's looking kind of hot, though. I must admit, she was looking kind of hot at the Hall of Famer. But anyway.
Yeah.
What I was saying about AEW, I really think this is a make or break for AEW. Now, granted, they're not going to lose money because he's a billionaire, and it's not about the bottom line. But if you go there and you have half the stadium filled, you're done. You're not going to be a contender no more. Because, like, you can tell, like, certain shows, we don't do it here, but certain shows does the rating thing, and their ratings are ridiculous. There's only, like, at the end of their shows, they only have, like, 700,000 people. Now, granted, WWE is only holding around 2 million people and close to, like, 1.7 million people. They're not really holding people either. And it's not the same anymore on TV. And it's because of the way the kayfabe is. I mean, kayfabe's dead. It's just like, it's no realism in the matches. There's none. It's just really
the only people I think that believe kayfabe right now are the crazy ones and the kids.
Yeah.
How many kids you see crying when RK Bro lost?
Yeah, like
some of the adults were crying, for God's sake.
You still see people take it. Like, have you seen like MJF though? He takes his shit to heart, man. There's videos of him doing signings and throwing shit at people and telling them to go after themselves. Get the fuck away from me. It's like he's really trying to believe and live into the life of the wrestler and pro wrestler, and he's doing a good job of it. He's great. MJF is great. If AEW ever loses MJF, they're done. They're done. You can't.
You know what?
You can't survive on like Chris Jericho. You can't. I'm sorry. You can't survive on Kenny Omega. You're not. MJF's putting people to the show. I'm sorry. He's perfect.
He's got nuclear heat.
Yes.
And honestly, they can't build it on Mox either.
No, Mox. I like Mox. I've always liked Mox.
I like Mox too, but I think the whole AEW is on his shoulders right now. He looks great, by the way. He lost a lot of weight since he stopped drinking.
Yeah, he looks great. He's fine. But the thing, his matches are the same. He keeps bleeding every match. Every match.
That's bad.
Every match. Dude, you gotta savor that shit, man.
Bleeding.
I'm not a big fan of blood. I like blood, but I'm not a big fan of blood. Like, I'm good. Blood doesn't bother me. A lot of fucking blood bothers me. That's why I don't watch, like I've said many times, I won't watch the Eddie Guerrero versus JBL match when he cut himself too deep and he was ready to pass the fuck out during the match.
Did he blade himself or did he really?
Yeah, he bladed himself and he did it to himself. He did it to himself and did it too much.
Did Steve Austin with that match with Bret Hart, was that fake blood or was that real blood?
No, it was real blood. No, because if you listen to the stories, they weren't supposed to bleed. They did not get permission to bleed. And they went to him and said, "No, we need color here for this to work." And it's okay, fine, all right, whatever. And they got in trouble for it. I don't think they got in serious trouble, but they got in trouble for it. But blood can be used very powerfully, and it's like can be very serious. But when you're like when you're constantly doing every match, it kind of diminishes what your matches are. But the thing is, like there are some videos out that makes Jon Moxley look not that good either because he was talking how good this girl was. And I don't remember her name. And I apologize because I've heard. I don't know if you ever saw it. You ever see a promo in AEW when the girl is literally like, "You know me. You know." That's what she was. Yeah, I know. They see a look. She's like, "What?" I'm like, "You know me." And then she goes, "You know me." Yeah. And the whole time they're showing these videos and they're showing Jon Moxley saying, "Oh, there's so much potential talent there." And I'm like, "What?
What?"
Okay.
Apparently
he went on Renee's podcast. I saw it. I meant to say it. I don't know if I sent it to you, but I meant to send it to you. And he's just saying there's so much BS drama in the backstage now. It's not even funny anymore. He was saying something.
I heard about that. I saw like a transcript of it.
Yeah, I was just like, that's a shame because Moxley. I don't think Moxley. I think deep down looking at Moxley, I don't think he really wanted to leave WWE, but he had to. Because at the time, WWE,
they were doing the wrong thing with him. His character went.
They're always doing the wrong thing. That's one of the things. Like I don't talk about AEW. Like I said, it's not like I don't. It's not like I love WWE. It's just like I say many times. I said before. I think I said on the show before. It's rather deal with the devil I know than the devil I don't. I'm used to WWE. I'm not used to AEW. It's just like I see people on AEW, and I'm just like I don't get why so many people are on AEW. And then like the one thing that turned off the AEW was. I like Wardlow. Wardlow's pretty cool. He's a big guy. He's like a bigger version of Madcap Moss, and he's a good guy. Yep. He's not good on mic, but he's got the look, and he had some potential. He was getting over. He had a nice feud with MJF to get away from a counter MJF, and it worked. The moment he came off, MJF he got away from MJF. He had a title match for like the TNT title, and he won it. But it was the first match of the show. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm a Wardlow fan. I see Wardlow. I'm changing the channel. I already saw what I wanted to see. Why would you have that in the first match of the show? Like
you want to put that at a different hour.
Yeah, you
like on top of another hour.
Because he was so over with the MJF shit. Why'd you put him later in the show? Because like if you look at the range, if you listen to the range, they lose so much over time, and so does Raw. Don't get me wrong, they both lose ratings over time, but they lose so there are times when you listen to it on a certain show that I would listen to, and they review it. I'm sorry, they review it, and they literally start like 1.1 million people and end up with 700,000. That's insane.
Right.
Yeah, they just
having a hard. It seems like they have a hard time organizing their segments.
Yes, it could be one of them. Like I said, like because I watched another episode. I think it was like Goldust or not. I'm sorry, not Goldust. Dustin Rhodes versus somebody good. I can't remember what. Oh, maybe. Oh, I think
it was the little Jungle Boy.
No, it was a couple years back. I think it was CM Punk, and it was a good match. It was the first match. I'm like, yo, man, push this back a little bit. Yeah, it was CM Punk.
Hey, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it was CM Punk. Yeah. I got a plane to catch. A plane's running I gotta leave. But like, you put CM Punk, people go there to see CM Punk. Why is CM Punk on the first segment of the show? Like, let him.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Like, the thing is, what WWE now, WWE does the same thing. They'll put like the bloodline at the beginning of the show, but they'll have something else later on. That's how they do it. That's the NWO thing. Like, WCW did it with the NWO when NWO was hot. NWO always started off the show, and then
Ended it.
ended the show. And the problem with that is Chris Jericho has come out saying times the reason why he couldn't stand WCW was the whole time during those times when like Jericho and Guerrero and even Benoit and Dean Malenko and Juventud Guerrero were working the matches those hours. People are staying tuned. Instead of talking about those matches, they were talking about the NWO. And that was some of the things that people and they're right. I remember watching WCW. And all I talked about was the NWO the whole time. Because that was the real thing.
I wasn't a WCW fan. I tried to watch it. I watched it for the Nitro Girls.
Oh yeah, so did I.
Now Shawn Michaels' wife.
I had a Nitro credit card. Nitro Girls credit card.
Did you really?
Very first credit card.
Funny.
That put me into debt.
Stacey Keebler is freaking gorgeous with those legs, man.
Yeah, well, the one was one I like was Kimberly, Diamond Dallas Page's ex-wife. Yeah, she was pretty. Wasn't much of a dancer, but she was hot. The funniest thing ever, me and my friends will always talk about, joke around like was when he had a feud. Macho Man had a feud with Diamond Dallas Page, and that was one of the best feuds they ever had in WCW. That was one of the greatest things ever. And Macho Man comes out to you, he goes, "Ooh, yeah, you're married to Kimberly," and he had the WCW magazine, the picture of her on it. "Oh, you're married to Kimberly. Ooh, I see that now. Ooh." And that started the whole thing because it was funny because like they
that
had
was a good impression, by the way.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But anyway, so yeah, I'm wondering. I hope AEW works out with this. I hope they do a good job with this. It'd be interesting to see what they do. Because I think, like I said, I think this is their WrestleMania. I think it's like this is how Vince's WrestleMania. I think it's make or break. If they could fill that stadium up, they can pack it in, they can get some good matches. Because to be honest, honestly, Tony Khan does pretty good at making the matches for his pay-per-views. He has some pretty good matches. There was actually
He's
a few
some
matches.
good bookers, yeah.
For the pay-per-view. Now the rest of the shows,
the problem is they're so friggin' disorganized and everybody's friends. They don't know when to separate friendship from business. That's what I've read anyway. I don't really keep on the up and up, but I do listen to Cultaholic.
Yeah.
And they talk about AEW a lot, so I get my tidbits from there.
Yeah,
so thank you, Cultaholic, for making me learn.
I try want to get into it, but then I listen to those reviews and what happens. I'm just like,
Yeah, exactly. But I guess Marina Shafir is getting better at wrestling.
I mean, the women's division there is not that good.
It's horrible.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, WWE is not much better, guys. It really isn't. It really isn't better.
They're mistreated. All the women are mistreated. Not mistreated, but overlooked.
They are, but it's not. I don't know how to explain it because when Evolution pay-per-view came out, the women's division was front and center. And I guess that was Stephanie McMahon. I guess now she's gone. It's not front and center anymore. Because when Stephanie McMahon was there, it was front and center. Like,
oh yeah,
and it was like, what was the hashtag? Let Divas go or something? Let Divas play.
No, it was give Divas a chance.
Give Divas a chance, and it went around crazy. And Stephanie McMahon worked with them and got a lot of good girls in there. I should say, ladies. I apologize. And they really worked really well. And you had a very good balance of women there. The women nowadays are nice. They're fun, but they don't have. It's just when you bring in Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley. And then you bring in Emma and Liv Morgan. Something don't go right.
It's like here, and the balance is a little off.
The problem with Rhea Ripley right now is like, who's gonna beat
Rhea Ripley? Rhea Ripley is the future of WWE.
I agree with that.
I love Rhea Ripley. She gets cheered. They're gonna have to turn her face.
That's the rumor. That's what they're talking about. How long they'll keep her as heel with the championship. But then again,
she's getting like Charlotte was booed at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And like we saw in the last show, like the rumors that she's leaving. The rumors that she's leaving. It's just crazy. And
She's leaving
yeah, remember
WWE.
I read Charlotte wants to take more time off and then maybe do a bodybuilding competition. Maybe.
Oh, Charlotte. Yes, I thought you were
Charlotte,
talking about
yeah,
Rhea.
Charlotte. I'm sorry. But it's like you also got Oscar said something like she was leaving too.
I saw that, and so
Ba-
did Bailey.
like we said last time, Bailey said, man, text message saying romantic relationships always come to an end by. So I don't know. And her things got cut on Raw. I don't think she appeared. I couldn't watch Raw this week because I had cable issues, so it didn't score, so I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I didn't have cable issues. I just fell asleep.
Yeah. I think
I'm gonna start having the sleepometer. That's a good one. That'll be my segment, the sleepometer.
Yeah.
We'll talk about each segment, and I'll give it a one
What,
through
what,
five.
what segment put you asleep this week? We should have that. What segment put you asleep this week? That'd be a good one. You should start doing that. Let's start doing that. What segment put you asleep
We'll
this
do
week?
that. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
that's
Hello. I'm
a,
smoking a sativa.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Buddy.
But yeah, like now you got the draft coming. Now we're going back to WWE guys. Now you have the draft coming. And I all I can think of is
it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
yeah, I don't care. Like, just switch them around. You've been switching people back and forth from shows for the last like 5-6 months. Like the Usos been on both shows for the last couple months. Sami Zayn's been on both shows for the last month. Why are you doing a draft?
Point counterpoint. This is what I heard. I heard that this is going to be when Triple H completely takes over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
And he said the brand split is where he's going to start, and he said it's going to be firm, and people from NXT are going to come up.
Yeah. The other thing I also
heard. It's going to be a fresh start, he said.
Also thing I heard was that there's a article and fan theory kind of that also that UFC people are also up for this draft.
Really?
Yeah, but the thing with that is I don't think so, only because in reality, I don't know if anybody said if you know this, but the deal is not completely done. The merger's
right. It hasn't been finalized yet. They're probably
done,
going through their lawyers.
So for that to happen, I doubt that would happen. But yeah.
Not only that, UFC is a real sport. Let's get real.
Yeah, I mean it is a real sport. I mean the way they present themselves, they
beat the shit out of each other.
But they do promos just like they do, like WWE does. But there's hearing interesting news about people like Drew McIntyre, not happy with his contract, not happy with it given to him. He's not happy.
I heard he might sit it out.
He might not be coming back. I know he's hurt a little bit, so he's that's why he's not on TV. But
he hurt his shoulder, didn't he, or something?
Andrew Galloway, which is his name, might not be coming back, might be gone. Who knows? But I heard that the contract isn't done until almost like next year. So I don't know. So whatever happens to him, and also I just saw before we came on the show that I saw 2 articles about how Seth Rollins apparently tried to quit this weekend. Now,
wow,
yeah, I don't know
if he quit, I would quit watching WWE.
But the thing is, and I took a picture of it, and I saw something, and I think this is Dave Meltzer saying this, but I don't know. Let me see if I find it. Hold on, I meant to pull it, so it's right here for me.
As long as it's not Vince Russo.
That's not it. They were saying that people like Drew McIntyre, this was on someplace on Facebook called the Pro Wrestling World, and and it says pretty much the problem with Drew McIntyre, a direct result of Vince's idiotic decision to give both belts to Roman Reigns last year, something he never needed to do, as Roman Reigns has a draw without WWE title. What he's saying is like people like Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, Sheamus, even people coming up now, Gunther, they don't have something to work for. There's nothing for them to make them stars because both belts are on Roman.
Right.
And I never thought of that. That's a good point. So
it is.
If I was WWE, I would just split the belts during the draft.
I would too. I'd be like, you know what, Roman, you haven't been defending it enough. Make it a kayfabe thing.
I wouldn't do that. I would just split it. I mean, WCW kind of did it years ago. They did a reboot, and took all the belts away and redid the belts, and I thought that was kind of stupid. But what's the point of having a draft and splitting the roster up if you have one champion with both belts?
Same with the tag teams.
Same thing with a tag team. Same thing with a tag team. But the thing is with tag teams,
Now, go ahead.
there's not many tag teams to be fighting for the belt. And we've talked about this before. There's not. You got maybe the Street Profits. And
They'll be broken up.
they'll probably, yeah, that is a rumor. I don't know what happened, but I saw there might be a rumor that the way they were filmed this week in a segment, it looks like they might be getting split up, which I think is completely wrong.
It
Because
is. It's terrible.
You have no fucking tag team. You have no fucking tag team. Your tag team champions are two single people put together.
The only no. The only tag teams they have, the Viking Raiders,
Viking Raiders,
Alpha Academy.
Alpha Academy, which I'm getting a little tired of.
But yeah, I am too. But the Maximum Male Models.
Are they still in the show?
I don't know. They're backstage all the time with Maxine.
Yeah. Well,
OT?
Maxine's fine with me. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, she's cute.
I'd draft her any day.
Ricochet and Braun Strowman.
Again, another tag team put together by two singles.
Yeah, just random people.
Like the whole women's division tag teams are all.
Oh God, they're all going through partners. What is going on with Carmella? That's what I want to know.
I know.
Went off.
She came back and then she's gone again. I don't know.
I know why she left the first time. Personal stuff. She had a miscarriage.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I think you did say that.
She had a ectopic miscarriage.
Ectopic.
That's why she was ectopic. It was caught in her fallopian tubes.
Oh wow. But
yeah, that can kill you.
Yeah, so I mean, she last time we seen her, she was there when they did a reveal for the stadium for WrestleMania, and then you saw her at the Hall of Fame looking great. I mean, the dress was a little much, but she was looking very nice. She's actually looked nice.
Carmella, yeah.
Yeah, she actually nice. Her makeup was actually done better than normally does, and her hair and the way she was very, very, very great. Looked very nice. But she still has not been on TV since then, right? As a wrestler. But like I said, I haven't really watched too much because I had trouble with my cable, and like last week, every time I was ready to watch it, everybody's like putting on social media how bad the shows were, so I didn't really watch them.
Yeah, Sonya came out, and I was like, ugh. I think everybody in the whole arena went, ugh.
Yeah, you got for the women's division, you got you put Shotzi with Natalya. Wasn't Natalya with somebody else a couple months ago or something like that? Wasn't she?
Yeah, with fucking Shayna, and now Shayna turned on her.
Oh, is that what it was, Shayna? Yeah, okay. And then Shayna's now with Ronda Rousey.
Ronda, Miss, let me jump in the ring for 2 seconds and win this.
Well, they're saying Ronda's got an injury, or I don't know. It's just stupid.
It is stupid. Why have them win if she's injured? Make them work for it. Don't make Ronda work for something, for God's sakes. The girl never works for it. Everybody else gets their bumps and bruises except Ronda.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah. But another thing, when we were talking about that four-way match, they literally they just throw those tag team matches together. They literally just put those teams together, except for maybe Ronda and Baszler. They were around together for a little bit. Like Shotzi and Natalya, all of a sudden they just walked out the same day. Like, what the hell is this?
Right.
So it's just, and we all knew Ronda was going to win. So that was stupid. It was dumb. But yeah, I mean, then you have other predicaments with the draft come up, but then you have Trish Stratus turning heel, which you kind of called in a way.
Oh, I called that weeks ago.
Yeah, you said that. Well, you said it was going to happen at WrestleMania.
I thought it was going to happen at WrestleMania. I was surprised it didn't.
Yeah. I guess they didn't have it on.
I missed that match though, so I didn't know if it happened or not.
I guess they didn't have it the night after WrestleMania because you already had Brock turning on Cody, so I guess they didn't want them having the same.
Too many heel turns, yeah.
So I guess they put it for next week, which kind of makes sense. But then they had the week after that, and they had I just saw the footage of a little bit of this footage about Trish on there, saying that she's a legend and she's not your childhood fantasy or childhood dream or something like that. Childhood fantasy.
Came out wearing the cowboy hat and the big old bra that brings her puppies up to her chin.
I don't know about you, but you're not my childhood fantasy, but you are my adult fantasy. I'm like, holy, which is good, but I'm like,
she is beautiful.
You really want?
She is beautiful.
You really want somebody like Becky Lynch going against Trish Stratus?
Okay, in your opinion, as a straight man, who looks better with age, Lita or Trish?
Looks better with age.
Yeah, it looks they aged gracefully.
I think they
Lita or
both.
Trish?
I mean, I really did think they both aged pretty good. I would
Yeah,
say I would give it slightly a little bit to Lita because she looks a little more natural. But I mean, I'll be
same.
honest with you, Trish don't look that much different. Her face looks a little different, but I mean, the rest of her looks pretty the same. I mean, like, she looks no look
She's
as young as she is.
thinner actually now, I think, than
Yeah,
when
she
she
might be.
was.
Yeah, those boobs look bigger, and I don't think she got them redone.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I know Lita. I know the sad thing is like Lita. I know Lita was getting some slack because her performance at WrestleMania wasn't that good. And,
She was sloppy.
I mean, Jesus Christ, guys, she's been in the ring like what 2 times in the last like 15, 20 years. Give the girl a break. Like, shut the fuck up. She's on WrestleMania. She's probably nervous. Like, give her a break. Um, I mean,
Yeah, when she did wrestle, it was more like wrestling with Edge on a bed.
yeah. Oh Jesus Christ! Don't bring that up.
I'll never forget that segment. I didn't even watch it. I watched it on Facebook
I didn't
when
watch
he
that thing either. But
undressing her.
yeah, all I heard was you can see a nipple. There was a nipple. So there was a nipple somewhere in the original.
There was a nipple slip.
There was a nipple slip in the original broadcast, but I don't know. But what do you expect? Like really? But yeah,
Look off her bra.
I thought that was dumb.
Unnecessary, especially when there's kids in the crowd.
Definitely necessary. I mean, it was unnecessary. But yeah, with this draft, I mean, like, what can you really do? Oh, it's the biggest draft ever. Like, really? It's the same shit every year. Like, what?
They
What
say
do
the
you
same
do?
thing.
Yeah, it's not much of it. I mean, I don't know. I get.
They better have a halftime show.
Yeah, yeah. They're gonna break up. They're gonna probably go break up the Street Profits, which I'm not gonna be happy about. But you want to break up somebody?
Bad Bunny.
They draft Bad Bunny. I'm fucking done, dude. I'm fucking done with draft Bad Bunny. Now Logan Paul, okay, fine, because he signed a multi-contract, so that's fine. But like, Bad Bunny gets in this. If Bad Bunny's in the draft, go fuck yourself. Like, you're just fucking ridiculous.
No, I was saying he could be the what was I gonna say? Never mind. Go ahead. Cut that out. I forgot what I was saying. I'm
yeah, I see that. But yeah, I mean, how much? I don't know what really you can really. I'm trying to think of like stuff that trying to think of stuff like what can you really do to make this thing go out of proportion, the biggest draft ever, and I don't think there is. I mean, it's just like I just feel like it's like a lot of people in the draft right now are kind of like starting to be past their prime.
Yeah.
Unless you bring up a lot of NXT people, which is fine. But then are you really going to just have it show by show? There's going to be no crossovers because you're doing crossovers for like the last like 2-3 months now. Now, granted, you're probably doing that to build up for WrestleMania, which makes sense. But like, but now that crossover shit's going to go. So now we're going to see Roman only on SmackDown with both titles. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, that's BS.
I mean, they're probably not going to draft because he's the champion.
They really need to break up those titles and maybe have a tournament. He can choose what he wants, like Universal or whatever, and then have a tournament.
Well, he's got to keep the. Well, I think it's he's had the Universal title for the longest. Yes.
Yeah.
But which is why I don't understand how the kayfabe street works because he doesn't have the WWE Championship for all that time. He had the Universal.
Yeah.
So like, what the fuck? If I'm mistaken, right? I'm not mistaken, no, because like Brock had the WWE Championship. So yeah, he's only had a Universal. So how are you saying he's reigning WWE Championship as long as Bruno Sammartino, Pedro Morales, Hulk Hogan? How? Because he doesn't have the WWE Championship. He has the Universal Championship. So how is it the same fucking streak?
It's apples and oranges.
It's fucking bullshit and hand grenade. That's what the fuck it is. I don't know what the fuck. It's fucking bullshit. Like, it's so fucking annoying. It's so fun. Now they changed the King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, for Saudi Arabia to Night of the Champion, which makes no sense because two of your champions won't be there. because Sami Zayn
Sammy can't go because he's
cannot go
Muslim.
to Saudi Arabia because he's Assyrian, which means he cannot go.
Now, why is that? Can you give me like a little history lesson?
No, I'm not too sure.
Assyrian.
All I know is that he cannot go into that country because he could be. I guess there's some mortal enemy with them with Syrian because
He's Syrian descent, though. He's not.
he's Syrian descent from his parents. I think one of his parents is Syrian descent, and because like same thing with MVP. MVP cannot go to Saudi Arabia because he was once a Muslim. Now he's an atheist, which is against Muslim religion. So that's actually in some Muslim cultures, that's actually punishment to death. So that's why he doesn't go there. And Kevin Owens refuses to go to Saudi Arabia, which I don't really blame him. Like
I don't either. I wouldn't want to go either. I'd be like, stick it then, so I'm staying home.
Let's put it this way. I would not have a problem going over to Saudi Arabia until that one time when they had the plane was like delayed for like 6 hours. And they had like the military.
And they had to have the NXTers come up.
Yeah, and they had like, they had a plane on the runway for a while, like Rusev, not Rusev, what the fuck? Rusev and all the people were saying, yeah, we're getting a little nervous, but we don't know why we can't leave. Once that happened, I'm like, Vince, I'm not going back. Sorry. I'm not going back because one day we're going to try to leave, they're not going to let us leave. I'm not going back.
Right.
You never know what's going to happen.
Gonna end up in a fucking Saudi Arabian jail.
And now that he didn't sell the company to Saudi Arabia, who the fuck knows?
He's not selling a company to Saudi Arabia.
I'm saying because he didn't sell them to Saudi Arabia.
Because he didn't
sell the company. He instead of selling the company, he merged with Endeavor, which now they merged with UFC. They didn't sell it to Saudi Arabia. But who knows what maybe Saudi Arabia might be a little pissed off about that. Who knows?
You couldn't pay me to go to Saudi Arabia.
No, I mean, no.
You couldn't pay me to go to the Middle East.
I remember when Randy Orton said something about them not going. Like he goes, I got like 5 kids. I need a paycheck. I gotta go. I mean, I understand.
Right. He needs a paycheck. I understand why he does go, but I would be scared as hell.
I mean, if you're that bad with your money because you've been doing this for 20 years, you can't miss one fucking show. Like, come on, dude. Like, saving account. Like, come on, dude.
But I feel bad for the women who go out there because it's hotter than hell, and they have to wear the fucking. The ref had to wear the long, tight things underneath her because they're not allowed to expose their skin.
Yes. Which I mean,
I'd be sweating my titties off.
It's interesting to see because of the culture over there, not letting women do what they do over there, and unfortunately, that's how the culture is. And I'm not dissing the culture because that's not my culture. I'm American. It's fine. They do different things, and it's not. And let's be honest, it's not just Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of different countries out there that do their own different cultures, like the Japan and the Chinese. But they're women. They keep them very out of the way and
submissive. Yeah.
So it's not just them. There's other cultures that keep it like that. They are a little more how I say aggressive with stuff. Let's just leave it at that. But I mean, like, now they're changing it because they were supposed to have the King and Queens over there. Now it's Night of the Champions because of the kayfabe streak. It's going to be 1,000 days on the 28th.
I heard.
And now you have Night of the Champions.
It's not even a real streak.
So are you going to have fucking women's champions over there? Like, are the women's going to wrestle there for the champions? Like, how you have the champions when you have the women's championship? Probably won't be able to go over there. You're not got the tag teams over there. Now they're talking about how the tag teams, they might lose the belts now, so they can have tag teams over there, which I think is totally unfair.
That is unfair just because they can't go over.
Because they don't want to go over and they can't go over. They're saying it's going to be like a squash match kind of thing. So
how much do you want to bet that they're going to chant for Sammy?
Nah, well, that would be interesting to see. That would be interesting to see if they.
I'm gonna have to watch just for it.
That would be interesting to see if they chant for Sammy. Now the problem with that is, I wonder if they will pipe Sammy in. Because we're going to be able to tell if it's them. Because like I said last show, whatever, you can tell what it was because they were saying holy shit. They didn't have no accent, and then they were saying to Bray Wyatt, welcome back, and you heard the accents in that welcome back. So I thought it was kind of funny. So we'll see about that. But yeah,
usually when they say holy shit, they hit the little button and it goes.
Well, they try to edit it, and they don't do a very good job editing it. But they don't really edit it. They don't really edit it on the pay-per-views, or I'm sorry, premium live events. Whatever. Jack offs. But they don't really kind of edit on
We
them.
pay for it, so we should be able to hear it.
And it's also, but the thing is, from what I understand, you don't have to edit it if it's like not scripted. Like the fans
Right.
saying whatever they're saying, it's not a scripted thing. So it's them being edited, it's not a big thing. It's the fact, the reason why they actually changed the grading on the show because of that. But lately, now they're trying to blank it out, which I don't get, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, you got that going on. You changed the show for Roman. Now you have, I guess Roman's going to Saudi Arabia. That's funny because Roman's not, apparently Roman's not going to Backlash.
Yep, I heard that.
Roman's not going. They already said Roman's not going to be a Backlash, which I thought was hysterical. You're going to Puerto Rico, and your biggest star is not going.
Yeah, just Bad Bunny.
Yeah, just Bad Bunny. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be Bad Bunny and Dominic there. That's it. Great, good job, guys. What a way to do it.
Eddie Guerrero's kid.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero's kid. More and more every day is Eddie Guerrero's kid.
He actually looks more like Eddie than he does.
He's really starting like, he really is. He's really starting to look more and more like Eddie. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but like, he comes out when he's got his hair down and he starts doing the little shake that Eddie did. It's like, dude, he looks just like the motherfucker. Like, goddamn.
The first time he did Three Amigos, I was insulted because he did it so sloppy.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah,
he's gotten better. The one person who has consistently gotten better is Dom. He makes a really funny heel.
Dom right now should be the most improved wrestler for the awards this year. He definitely should be most improved. He didn't get rookie. I think
he was really bad.
I think Braun Breaker got rookie last year, so he's definitely going to get improved. He's working the way he's working and moving the way he's moving, and kind of get more and more over and more heat, as they say. He definitely should be most improved next year. Definitely most improved. But let me tell you, I couldn't stand fucking Dominic when he was a fucking face, but now I don't mind seeing him as a heel. I don't mind seeing him as a heel.
I don't either. I thought he was annoying as a face, and I thought when he first turned heel, it was annoying too. But it made me interested.
But
how they're having.
There is an article saying that there was at one point. There was at one point that Triple H was going to put him in NXT. You see the report come out? Yeah. There were serious talks about Triple H putting him in NXT. I'm like, wow. But I mean, you can't put him in there now. He's definitely good.
Maybe it's because he's improved a little bit because he sucked on the mate and everything.
You see that it was when was it, last week or week before? He came out and he told Rey Mysterio was talking about Dominic, and Dominic goes, "Get your name out your mouth." It's get my name out your mouth. I'm like, you moron. I was like, come on.
You screwed up the script.
It's just like I think what Damian Priest said, the wrong pay-per-view or something like that.
Yes, he said SummerSlam, and then he backtracked, and he's like, "What am I saying? SummerSlam? We're not there yet."
Look, you got me so frustrated. I don't know. I'm saying the wrong stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, knucklehead. Yeah.
He backed it up good though. He didn't be like,
he did pretty good at fixing it.
I like Damian Priest actually.
I like Damian Priest a lot. I like Damian Priest, Dominic, and Rhea Ripley. I can't stand Finn in here.
I don't either.
Everybody else has said it too, and I'm totally agreeing with everybody else who says it. Finn does not look right in that group. I don't know why. He just doesn't look right. I don't know what it is.
When Edge had the douchey haircut, I thought he looked fit right in.
When Edge was doing it, when he was doing Edge, it made perfect sense. It worked fine, and then all of a sudden, they took him out of it, and now it's like Edge has a war with the Judgment Day. It's been going on for several months now.
So annoying.
Probably since what, July? Maybe at least July, because they had the battle at
October. It was Backlash, I believe.
Yeah, it's been a while, since he hit him, because they formed at what, WrestleMania.
Yeah. And then Rhea Ripley joined.
And Rhea Ripley joined us sometime. When did Rhea Ripley join? Is that WrestleMania? That wasn't WrestleMania.
That was great though. That breathed new life into her as well.
The thing with that was they were calling that shit for a while that she was joining. And
yeah, nobody was surprised when she took off the hood.
Yeah, no one was surprised to her. As soon as she walked in, everybody knew who she was. Everybody knew it was her. So yeah, that's weird.
You can never get anything over on the fans anymore.
No, you can't. It's not happening. This is not 1995. There's internet. Everybody knows what's going to fuck on. You put too much out there. When you got
Yeah.
kayfabe shows like fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin's fucking podcast are talking about shit that it's just ridiculous. It's just there's too much out there right now. Yeah, I don't like Finn. I don't like Finn. Hopefully Finn gets out of the Judgment Day eventually because I don't like Finn in there. But then again, we could do the Judgment Day because you got Rhea Ripley, over the SmackDown Championship, which is fine. So are we gonna? She's still with the Judgment Day, or should we start the Judgment Day? The one show let's do. We're talking about how maybe it seems like she might be the leader of the Judgment Day. Now that could be a possibility, but like
that would be a good one. She seems a little more forceful.
Yeah, because now everyone wants the Rhea Ripley in solo match, which is not going to happen, guys. Welcome to 2000s.
Oh God, no!
This is not
Did you
1994.
see though that clothesline she gave Kevin Owens?
Yeah, and Kevin Owens swung around. Yeah, I did see that. Yes.
Turned him inside out. That was a great sell.
Well, that's Kevin Owens. Yeah, that's Kevin Owens selling. Yeah, like you were about to say, like you were about to say. That's Kevin Owens selling, man. He can sell pretty good with that. I like Kevin.
Way back when though, some people wouldn't sell for China.
No one wanted to sell. And then again, China didn't. But then again, because the reason why China didn't want to sell for the guys. So yeah, there was some stuff back and forth. So yeah, and like I said, I gotta look more into it. Hopefully, I get more news about it. But yeah, apparently Seth Rollins tried to quit this past week.
Wow,
and, that's kind of interesting to me. And honestly, I'm not really surprised because, like I was saying with the belts and stuff, like I said about Drew and stuff, like these guys really don't have anything to go for. There's no other belt. There's only one belt, and they're not letting these guys go after Roman. Like it's literally like they mention the belt, but then they go into some side quest. It's like they want the belt, but then there's a side quest they got to go with somebody else. Like you got Xavier Woods with Gunther all of a sudden. Like, really?
I know that was so random.
Really? Like, really?
He needs like Bobby Lashley.
You got people like LA Knight who can work good programs with a Seth Rollins.
I love LA Knight.
And like he's not doing shit. Like everybody
getting buried.
Everybody hate him as Max Dupree.
Yeah.
Triple H takes over. He takes away Max Dupree. He puts it LA Knight. Now he keeps fucking losing. Now I get it. The win and losses don't really matter when it comes to wrestling, but you literally have this guy in a match with somebody because he broke somebody's video game. Hello, this has been done before. Yeah. This is ridiculous. Like, knock it off. This guy should be having matches. This guy should be doing This guy should be in contendership matches for the Intercontinental title, or let him go over the road after the U.S. Championship. This guy should be going after these titles, whether he gets or not.
What's his catchphrase? Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Let me talk. He reminds me of he does remind me a little bit of Jamie, Mr. Kennedy, a little bit, Mr. Kennedy.
I don't remember Mr. Kennedy. Was he the blonde, the bleak?
Yeah, that was the era when I started watching it. Yeah, Mr. Kennedy, when he started coming out, I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching this anymore. He was part of the era that I didn't watch. There's a good like 8 years that I didn't watch wrestling.
I didn't watch it for 13 or something like that. 17.
Like I think it was like between 2005 to like almost 2015. I didn't watch that at all. So almost 10 years.
Yeah, I didn't watch it for 13 years.
Yeah, I didn't watch it for
2003 to 2016. I missed a lot. There's a good reason though why I wasn't watching it.
I'll tell you one thing, I missed a lot of the good jokes from R-Truth because some of those shit they see in the previous stuff is funny as hell.
I love R-Truth. Where the hell has he been?
I think he's a trainer now in NXT. I think he's like a coach or something.
Really? Oh, he got hurt, didn't he?
He got hurt. I think he might have got hurt. I'm not sure. I think he's now in NXT. But yeah, some of his skits they show are fucking hysterical. Some of his old stuff. When he comes out talking about the friggin' the Money in the Bank ladder match, and all of a sudden he's going off, and all of a sudden Cage's like, "You're not even in the match." He goes, "Really? Listen, man, Cage, my bad, my bad. I'll pee myself." And then the one
One
Rumble
of these
match.
days he's gonna show up at AEW.
Then the one Rumble
Be
match.
like, where am I?
You ever see the one Rumble match where he runs in, takes the ladder, puts it in the middle of the ring, goes up the ladder looking for the fucking. That's fucking hysterical. They say one
That
reason why
was funny.
one
I
of the reasons
remember
why he's
that
still
Royal
around is
Rumble. But
well, the
he's
thing is,
great comic relief.
yeah. One of the reasons why he's still around is because apparently he makes Vince McMahon laugh. And now that Vince McMahon's gone, you don't really see him much. Maybe Triple H is not a big
Yeah, you
fan.
don't really
Who knows?
see
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
A-Town down.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could have LA Knight going after Theory, and it's fine if Theory wins. It's fine, but let him at least have the champion, let him go or something. Like, hopefully, LA Knight gets drafted to Raw, and he goes after maybe Theory stays in Raw. Maybe LA Knight will go after Theory for a while, and put
Yeah.
maybe put Seth Rollins over on SmackDown, like, and have Seth Rollins go after Gunther, like have Gunther. Whether they win the championship or not doesn't matter. Just let them go after each other. It's just
Let
there's
them fight.
yeah, like you have one less belt. You actually no, I'm sorry. Let's just say two. You have two less championships to go after. You only have one set of tag team titles, and you have one set of champions. And like you don't have that extra belt for somebody to go after. You don't have somebody for like you got Roman Reigns going back and forth. I understand, but it's getting to the point where it's like another NWO. When you constantly see NWO, you constantly see Roman. And you constantly see NWO
Yeah.
get over on people, and you constantly see Roman get over people. And we all know what happened in NWO. We don't know what happened in WCW because of it. And it's just, I just hope we're going to patiently sit back. I'm going to patiently sit back and wait for the draft and see what happens. If
I'm putting all my eggs in Triple H's basket.
I think we all are. I think we all are doing
We're all
that.
like, come on, Trips,
I
come
think
through, Paul.
I think the draft, I think first night's 28th, and the second night is going to be May Raw, May 1st.
Yes.
Yeah. So hopefully, I think I opened the 28th, and I think I'm off. No, not off May 1st. I think I opened May 1st or closed. I don't know. I may close.
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 That was sad.
So I won't be home for that. So I got to watch it. But after that is when I'm on vacation for a whole week. So whatever.
Well, that's cool. You'll be able to catch up a little bit at least.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just more interesting. But I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, honestly, who the hell knows? But
I hope they just wrap up some of these storylines.
Well, I honestly think the draft is going to be the start of the storyline. It's usually at night at the WrestleMania when the new storylines start. But I think the reason why these shows have been very blah, it's just very mellowing out and just waiting to get the whole idea of where we're going with the draft. I think they're still working on the draft, and I think once the draft happens, I pray to any God that listens to me that it gets much better. Because from my understanding, these last shows of WWE is horrible.
They've been horrendous.
Like
They've been getting good grades in Cultaholic, but my grades, let's see, from a 1, which is a snooze, to a 5, which is a complete utter snoozer with CPAP on face, I would have given Raw a 3.5 cloud. 3.5 Z's. I was just about ready. I was falling asleep.
Yeah, we got to talk about more about that. We gotta get a real grading system for you. So, all right, but yeah,
I'm gonna do Z's. I'm gonna do my grading system is gonna be 1 through 5 Z's.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So anyway, last night, just talk about outside. Last night, I actually went to a pro wrestling trivia night. It was actually pretty fun, and some of the questions they had were ridiculous.
Really? Like what?
Yeah. One was, which I thought I had correctly, and apparently I had it completely wrong, was WWE running one ECW wrestler for $1,000 a week. Who was it? And I swear to God, no, I swear to God, I thought it was Rob Van Dam, because Robert Van Dam, you said the Mr. Million Night thing. And apparently it was Too Cold Scorpio. I thought I had
Too Cold Scorpio.
Yeah, he was Flash Funk. Yeah, it was Flash Funk at first.
Oh my God, Flash Funk! I remember him.
Yeah, but it was pretty funny. So a lot of the questions I have read, a lot of questions were like one of those like if you don't know this, why are you there? Like who did Austin beat with the 316 in the tournament? Who he beat in the last match?
I don't even remember. Who did he beat?
Jake St. Roberts. I
Did he
remember,
really?
yeah, remember because Jake St. Robert was doing that born again Christian stuff, and he was talking about John 3:16. That's when he came.
So
Oh, you talk about your Bible.
long
You talk
ago.
about your son. You
Austin
talk about your
316 just
Bible.
said I kicked
St.
your
John
ass.
3:16. I said, oh, I said 3:16. I just whipped your ass. So yeah, there was one. Oh, like who's Leon White? His real name was Leon White. Who's Leon White? I do that right away. That's Vader.
I know that one. Vader.
That's Vader. There was one. What theme song, if you play back where it says I bury Paul? And it's not the Undertaker theme.
I know it's not the Undertaker thing. I bury Paul.
If it's played backwards, it says I buried Paul.
I don't know. Rock's theme?
No, the Brood. And I think I heard that before too. After the guy said the Brood, I was like, ah. And then there was a little controversial. There was a little controversy with the it was funny because there was two questions he kind of messed up on. The one I said something to him about, but he didn't say the rest of it because they were showing footage of Mankind and Rock on Raw fighting, and the question was what kind of match this was. And at the time, this is when Mankind won the championship, and they had DX on one side and Corporation on the other side. So I said, must be a lumberjack match. And all of a sudden, he said, no, the answer was I quit match. So when he came back around to pick up the next round, I said, hey, pal, I have a question for you. The footage you showed on TV was Raw. The I quit match was at Royal Rumble. And he goes, oh, really? Yeah, I don't do the video. I was like, yeah, I mean, I understand it. But yeah, that's not what it was. He goes, I'll give you the points. I said, okay, thanks. I appreciate it. But he was like, I'm not going to tell everybody that. I said, that's fine with me. Just give me the points. I don't give a shit. But we still ended up in sixth place. So out of like 17 teams, I was sixth place. So
good for you. That's pretty good.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, I can't complain. But the one question that I was looking at, like, I don't think that's right. WrestleMania 15, who did The Rock lose to in a ladder match? I was sitting there going, hold on. Now it says WrestleMania 15, and I was saying that the dude, my friend was with me, and a guy that was by himself. He kind of joined up with us to do it. Yeah, and I said that's WrestleMania 15. That was in Philadelphia, and I'm like WrestleMania 15. I said who did that match? And the guy said Triple H, and I was like, yeah, that's right. I think he did beat Triple H in the ladder match. I remember Triple H having the belts up in the air, 2 belts in the air. So yeah, it must have been him. So he won the ladder match. Then I'm like, wait, WrestleMania 15. And I was like, I don't think that's right. And I was like, all right, whatever.
Rock versus Triple H ladder match SummerSlam 1998.
Yes, and all of a sudden somebody must have said something to the guy, and the guy was like, all right, I messed up. I'm sorry, it's SummerSlam. I'm like, yeah, that's right, because Austin fought Rock at
WrestleMania 15. It was HBK granted the Rock's request, but he made it a ladder match.
But that was SummerSlam, isn't it? Because
no, it's WrestleMania 15.
WrestleMania 15 was The Rock and Austin, wasn't it?
It was HBK and The Rock.
It was? Who did Austin fight at the 15th?
It's right here. It was at the First Union Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
March 28th, 1999.
Yeah.
Talks about...
Because Austin beat Shawn Michaels at...
It says Mick needed a week to recover from the last man standing match, but Rocky wanted his shot that night. HBK granted The Rock's request, but he made it a ladder match. Mankind it was against Mankind.
Was?
Yeah. Mankind seemed to have the advantage until Paul White appeared. He grabbed Mankind and choke slammed him off the ladder. This allowed Rocky to climb and reclaim the WWF title. Now The Rock faces Stone Cold Steve Austin in the main event of WrestleMania. Oh, that was St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Okay, yeah, okay. That makes more sense. All right. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Yeah, because The Rock fought Austin because it was in Philadelphia. Yeah, that was the last WrestleMania in Philadelphia. It was
what
15.
the hell? Okay, here we go. Stone Cold battles The Rock for the WWF title.
Yeah, WrestleMania 15. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, that's what everybody was mad about because everybody was like, wait, didn't Rock fight
Al Snow, Hardcore Holly, and Billy Gunn?
Oh, yeah. I actually might watch that one because I was in Philadelphia. I gotta watch that one. Yeah, but yeah.
His Job Squad shirt on.
Yeah, it was actually somebody. Well, actually, the funny part was who won the thing was the guy came back from behind and won the whole thing. It was called One Man Gang, and he was by himself, and he actually came back and won the whole thing that time, which actually was pretty cool. It was fun. These guys do it. It's for those in Philadelphia. It's Timeout on Pine. They do a trivia night every week. They've done Friends, they've done Seinfeld, they've done Disney, and this week they did pro wrestling. So yeah, it was fun. And shout out to Dylan who helped out if he's listening. I told him about my podcast because that was the name of the team. That name of my team was Always Monday Night, and he's a big wrestling fan, so he said he might start listening too. So we'll see. But yeah, so yeah, it was interesting. So, but yeah, wrestling is people. There's a lot of people there. So I mean, it wasn't a ton of people there, but there was a lot of people there. So wrestling is still pretty popular, which is good. But anyway,
It is. I think it's gotten more popular than it has when in the 90s. I remember when they used to do shows at the friggin' expo over here.
yeah, they used to do
Tiny little stadiums.
back in the days in Philly. Philly was one of the biggest spots for people because WWF ran the Spectrum and WCW ran the Civic Center. Which I'm not too sure where the Civic Center was. I assume the center. I was a young kid, but they were always in those shows. They were always here in town. So, and if you ever listen to Tim Corner podcast, he's always talking about being in Philadelphia. So yeah, they were always in WCW was always in the Philadelphia area. Philadelphia was a big area for WCW.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I mean now
And for ECW, right?
well, ECW was in Philadelphia, yeah, but they were a
It's
lot
based in Philly, I thought.
It was based in Philly, it was raised in Philly, but everybody in the East there was mostly from around the New York area, except for certain people who lived around here.
I think RVD is from Michigan, wasn't he?
RVD is not from around here. I know Stevie Richards is around here. Stevie Richards lives in Port Richmond. I know that. He lived in Port Richmond. He was from Philly. Everybody else I think was like from upper New Jersey, like Taz and all them. Even Paul Heyman was I think is from upper New Jersey. Anyway, next year Paul Heyman, he's gotta be because of ECW, he's gotta be inducted in the Hall of Fame of WWE.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I don't think he'll take it, which I don't blame him. But like, if you really want a headline for the Hall of Fame, because the Hall of Fame this past year was not that good.
It was very, very, very
Mysterio
underwhelming.
was good. Conan, when his speech was good. Rey Mysterio was good. The rest was just very, very blah. And you hear that people are pissed off.
Like Stacy?
Yeah, you hear people are pissed. Stacy's. I don't really think Stacy should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not a big. Yeah, I think Stacy Keibler is one of those girls that they need a female to put in this year, and Stacey Keibler's name came up. I don't think Stacey Keibler deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I like Stacey Keibler. I've always liked Stacey Keibler, but in reality, what did she really do to be in the Hall of Fame?
She had legs.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Well, I'm not into legs. If you see my wife, you know I'm not into legs. Anyway, by the way,
No, Stacy Short.
yeah, I'm not into legs. But yeah, I mean, this year Hall of Fame was not that good. Also, another disappointment from like the WrestleMania. I mean, Rey Mysterio was great. Conan was great. Conan came in and sold the story and really went well with it. And then all of a sudden, Rey Mysterio comes in and just does the same damn thing Conan said, but whatever. And then apparently WWE is pissed off at Ric Flair because Ric Flair didn't talk about Buddha, he talked about himself. If you would
Talk about who?
Ric Flair, they're pissed off at Ric Flair because when he introduced the Great Buddha, instead of talking about the Great Buddha, he just talked about himself. And I was like,
He's fucking
yeah,
narcissist.
That's Ric Flair. So why are you surprised?
Right.
And even Ric Flair, and he's pissed off because Ric Flair said that the better person to do this would be Sting, who had a much better career with Buddha. I do remember seeing Sting fight Buddha a couple times.
I remember that too. Even Hogan had a better career with the Great Muta.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's another thing. Is like you put Great Muta in, and Great Muta has been around for years. He's a big Japanese wrestler, and he was pretty big in WCW for a while, but not one match in WWE. That's fine. But I mean, next year you gotta
own WCW now, so
yeah, that's true. But next year you're gonna have to put somebody from ECW in there. Maybe Tommy Dreamer, maybe Sabu, maybe even Taz.
That'd be cool.
Oh,
Sabu would be great. Sabu was my favorite.
I mean, really, if I had a choice, I'd put Taz. But Taz is the AEW, so you can't put Taz in it. I mean,
no.
Well, when they did the Horseman, Ric Flair was with TNA.
Yeah.
Flair went to him and said, "I'm going," and they said, "You can't go." And he's like, "Well, get your lawyers out because I'm going. And people just went to the TNA and said, just let him go. Like, what's the harm going to be? Just let him go. He's going to go anyway. Just let him go. So, yeah, that was interesting. But,
Why? I understand why, but
yeah,
it's
you put Chris Jericho on the friggin' Austin's podcast, so fucking just do that. Or I shouldn't say his podcast, his TV show on the.
the Broken Skull sessions.
Yeah, he was on there. Yeah, he was on there. I mean, I guess not.
Really? Oh yeah, that's right. He was, wasn't he?
He was on there. Yeah, and they talked about AEW briefly at the end. They talked a little bit, but not too much. But anyway, like we always say at the end of our show, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the draft's coming up, and hopefully it gets a little better. And if anybody likes us or doesn't like us or just wants to bitch to us, we actually have an email address. I keep forgetting to mention the email address. Always Monday night at gmail.com. Send us a message. Tell us if you like us. Tell us if you feel the same way we feel. Ask us if you have any questions for us. If you have any ideas for us, please let us know. That'd be great. I'm also on Twitter at Chris K76. I think it is. I forget what I put it down.
Mine's Crossfade Bay. KROSSFAYDEBAE. Or you can just find me as Tina Bay.
Yeah, but we also have a Facebook page, which is Always Monday Night Facebook page. So obviously, you can get us there too. So with that, we're gonna cut this short, a little bit shorter than normal. So with that being said, I will say good night, Tina Bay.
Good night, Chris K.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Bye.